community. Each week we have new guests, we pick new maps, yeah, and we get to ask them questions, and then we run practical scrims afterwards. Um, this is an open forum, chat. You are allowed to ask questions as well. Just keep it clean, please. Let's go with like PG-13 adjacent. Let's pull in our guests for tonight. If you're not aware, our two guests are Boy and Maddox. Looking really forward to this one. Gentlemen,
What's up, brother?
what is going down? Hello, hello, hello.
I am indeed chilling.
All right, so what we do here is, Maddox, you're aware, obviously, but this
Yeah.
is your chance to introduce yourself, say what you like, what you don't like, who are you? Who makes you? Who makes you you, I should say.
I will let Mr. Boy start it off.
Yes. Uh, All right. Where do I start? So I'm Boy. I've been playing Destiny since D1, kind of on and off. I've been made the swap to PC and started maining in Warmind. Played like 40, 60 FPS when I first swapped. Less than a foot of mouse pad room. Really small, but I obviously upgraded since then. I stream a lot. I just kind of just play. I just do my own thing. That's pretty much all, to be honest.
I dig it. I dig it. So you mostly just play Destiny, or do you get into other stuff as well?
I mean, for stream wise, obviously, like I've dedicated a lot of time in Destiny, and that's what I'm known for. So that's what I stream. I do play other games, not competitively though. There's no games at the moment that caught my eye.
Right.
When like Valorant was coming out, I was not interested at all. CS:GO with Overwatch abilities, it doesn't look enjoyable to me. I wasn't interested.
I'm so glad you said that, because I said the same thing.
It's just I don't have like competitive games that interest me, but I do have other games that I play.
Okay.
Party games I play a lot. I normally stick to multiplayer games though. PvP is also a very like plus thing. I don't do single player games, and I don't recall playing a single player game ever, to be honest.
Ever? No,
Mostly
like Final
multiplayer.
Fantasies? No.
Never touched it.
Dang,
I mean,
man.
some on like the ropes in terms of like like Halo campaign, but I mean you can play with friends and stuff. It's not like single player, like single.
Right.
So
Right on.
yeah,
Well,
I'm mainly just multiplayer.
I dig it. That was actually one of the best, I think, intros we've had so far. Very descriptive. Maddox, why don't you introduce yourself for those that
Sure.
have not been here previously?
Well, I'm Maddox. I stream Destiny 2 at V Maddox with double X's. And I have devoted a lot of my recent time to creating a welcoming and kind of universal Scrim environment, Scrim community, where everybody feels welcome. Everybody wants to come in and just hang out, play what Destiny refers to as scrims or pickups in this sense, because apparently there is a difference. Pickups just being just random people put together, and scrims actually being teams and stuff like that. So, I've been playing Destiny since D1. I started out on a PlayStation 4. I kind of took some breaks because I didn't have a lot of friends to play with. Eventually, kind of ventured out and found some people to play with. Switched over to PC D2 whenever cross save came out, because I said if I'm gonna really get serious about streaming, I want to do it on PC. I just thought I was gonna do better for myself and invested a lot of money, a lot of my time. I'm also a full-time nurse. I work in dermatology, so I'm finally thankful I can start getting like an actual full like streaming schedule out there as well too, to kind of be a little bit more consistent. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm just trying to create a community and strive to do my best each and every day. So
I dig it. All right, let's we got the introductions out of the way. Let's dive into some of the normal questions. Boy, what brought you to this game? What caught your eye? I mean, you said you played Halo, so I'm guessing was it Bungie
I was always
or?
so I'm just a Bungie kid.
Okay, same.
Always Xbox. Never touched a PlayStation controlling. Every now and then I'll go to like a friend's house, play some games there. But I was mainly Xbox. Most of my friends were Xbox, so we played Halo. Most of my friends IRL were also Halo kids. A few times I would go to their house, They normally had Call of Duty or something, so that's the only time I actually played COD. The only Call of Duty I owned was Black Ops 2.
Okay.
Modern Warfare, all that, I went to a friend's house, like right next door. But anyways, yeah, I just play Halo, and I was always a fan of Bungie in terms of the games they make. Halo Reach was one of my favorite games. I just really like that. It's the reason why it's my favorite is I just have a lot of strong memories with it, with playing with my cousins and IRL friends. It was just a really enjoyable game for me. And when Destiny came out, I liked it. I just like the entire like the looter shooter aspect as like alongside the PvP. I just felt like it was nice. And one thing that I really liked was like the exotic quests and how hard it was to get exotics and how strong they were. That was like the best. I remember I remember getting like the Thorn quest and freaking out because I was so happy that I could just finally 2-tap people. It was the best feeling in the world.
Dude, I never got that feeling.
Bro, it was the best.
I never played with Thorn when it was busted, bro.
D1, there's so many exotics in year 1 that were so broken that they were fun. That's like the best thing, right? But yeah, I've just always been a Bungie guy.
Okay.
Always been Xbox.
Same actually. Except for I gotta correct one thing. Halo 3 is far superior to Reach.
Oh goodness.
I like all the Halos.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I still remember running like the very last mission from the original Halo, where you're driving the Warthog and you're trying to escape from the ship and you're like launching off like all these giant rams.
Yeah,
I could never drive the Warthog. My buddy always drove it, and then I would always man the gunner.
Yeah, no, I feel
That shit was my jam. All right, so I got to figure out how I got to work this around, because I don't want to keep asking Maddox the same questions over again. So I guess
me with whatever, my friend.
I guess let's dive into. I mean, this is our last Scrim school before Beyond Light. So what are you guys?
Oh yeah.
Expecting with it? Like, we'll base quite a bit around Beyond Light and our feelings on it and what we know, what we don't, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm really curious on how, the new subclasses and stuff like that are gonna fare in, PvP and stuff, because that's gonna be my, other than, day one raid prepping and stuff like that, I'll go right back to playing PvP each and every day in scrims and stuff like that. So I'm curious on how, whether it's going to be OP, is it going to be something that we have to kind of get good with, like to make it useful, or I'm just curious to see, can I freeze my friends and mountaintop them and then, laugh at them or what? I'm really not sure. So I'm just excited, man. I've always been excited ever since, Bungie comes out with new DLCs. It's always something for me to get hyped about. And, it's something new. It's a lot of new stuff being brought to the game, some old stuff being brought back, being kicked out. So I'm just excited. I'm just, more content. That's really all I can be, happy for. So,
boy, how you feeling about it? What's caught your eye?
So actually, to be completely honest, for the most part, I have no idea what's coming in the DLC. I haven't went into it. Like, I know like the tie-ins can consume their fucking their shield, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like an overshield. That's gonna be kind of stupid. I know stasis freeze. I don't know like the specifics into it. I'm pretty sure that the warlock has like a staff and it's kind of like a Mitri storm. I don't know any specifics. I don't know what was shown. I'm gonna go in really blind, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I think that's like the best thing. I haven't even bought the DLC yet. I will though.
Me neither.
I'm chilling. Whatever happens. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be cool. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be broken. We're just gonna have to accept it. There's gonna be 100. The meta this year is most likely gonna be 100 Rezel tie-ins running around with the gauntlets.
Oh, for sure.
That's gonna be meta.
They're gonna be raid bosses in PvP, 100%.
I found it really amusing how people were freaking out about the hand cannon changes.
Okay. So do you think it's a good change? Do you think it's a not so good change? Like,
well,
what are your thoughts on it?
So in D1, at least, Palindrome and Isluna and all the good hand cannons were 140s.
Yep.
The only 150 was Thorn. So I'm confused. I don't. It's such a weird thing because them making 150s 140s is going to increase their damage. Thus, they're gonna hit a little harder. In a gun like Thorn, that Rezel where you need 6 to survive, that's not going to mean that much anymore.
Yeah,
that's going to change a lot. That's going to be huge. Ace is going to be one of the best hand cannons now. It's going to be back to being at its prime. You know, it has 6 shots still. Is it 6? The bonus damage, you get third eye.
Yeah,
You get almost
Memento
perfect in-air
is
accuracy when you get
6.
Brock. Like, what more would you want on a hand cannon, right?
Yeah.
And it's exotic. I don't know.
Are you gonna main an Ace next season? Is that kind of what you're leaning towards?
Ace or Lumina.
Okay.
Lumina's going to be really good, I feel like, because
I've always-
that damage buff with the 140 might be nice. That
I've
might
always
be
tried to
good.
put on Lumina.
I've been
give
using
it a shot.
One thing
I
that
need to
people
get
have to get used to is the recoil, and you know,
That's
a lot of
one-
people kind of spam shoot with hand cannons, and now they're gonna spam shoot, and then they're gonna lose a fight because they shot at the wrong time. It's gonna mess with people's timing. But I mean, it sucks to see hand cannons keep getting like pub stomped into the ground, but at the same time, I'm okay with somewhat of the merge, and I don't think people should complain because hand cannons have always been good. They've always been usable. They're not gonna not be usable. You know, I think the only time hand cannons were really like in the dirt was like year 1 of D2, but even then people would still use Dire because it was still a good hand cannon in Midnight Coup.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
People will survive. People will be fine.
Maddox, how you feel about it? Are you excited? You're not excited?
So I've actually done a lot of, I guess you can call it play testing, I guess you want to say.
Right.
Where
I've
we
been
do
watching.
we do the no 150 hand cannon, you know, scrims where people pull out their Austringers or Ace, or I even try to better Devils, you know, just to, you know, spice it up a little bit, I guess.
Right.
And I like it. It has a different flow to the way scrims feel. They're definitely a little bit more ranged fights and stuff like that. But it definitely, I mean, for me, I'm no boy with, you know, the hand cannon or anything like that. You know, I definitely see myself needing a lot of improvement with 140 hand cannons, and I've been practicing, and I'm excited. I'm always interested to see, you know, how the meta forms and stuff like that, because you know it's all based off the player base and what they like and what they think is broken and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm curious. I'm trying my best to be positive about it, of course, but I'm always interested to see what happens.
100%. Here's my my concern. So if we look at 140s and their boosted damage, and scrims in particular, like if you're going against a good team that team shoots, it's gonna be like 2 taps and you're done. The TTK is gonna be so low. So how are you guys gonna adjust to playing from that kind of style? Are you gonna just push in with, make sure you're with your team at all times, or do a little bit more peak shooting? Like, are you concerned about that at all?
Was this a more like general, or is this like tourney? Like
tourney
what's on the line,
same.
for example.
I mean, if it, we'll say face it, tourneys, you know, something along those lines.
Well, it's gonna play completely different between face it and tourney and scrims. People have different mindsets; they play differently. So I mean, like, what would be example? Would it be like a cash cash tourney?
Sure.
Like
yeah.
1K.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say like
so
one of the
1K
D2.
tourney. Let's just completely ignore supers, just 140s, right? Sniping, it's gonna go down to snipers for the most part. I don't know how the snipers are gonna change, but currently that's what wins tourneys is snipers. You know, you get that first pick because what you do is you peek shoot, you shoot one of them in the head, you get a kill, 3v2, you back up, gain health, then repeat 3v2, right?
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about getting one tap by the entire team if they're stacked up on each other, as well as, you know, grenades. Grenades are, if you know how to use them properly, you can demolish a team. Sergio, for example, uses storm grenades on top, top storm.
Yep.
So if he hits one of the people, he's just going to chain the entire team. He's going to punish people for team shooting, which in my opinion is kind of stupid. But at the same time, you have to be in a decent spot. You're gonna, or else you're going to get punished. So I mean, it's not going to change too much. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have already, like, if you're triple stacking in a tourney or scrim, or mainly in a tourney, if you triple stack, you're probably not going to get too far. Triple stacking can only get you too far, or it can only get you so far against people who don't know how to counter you or counter your team. Once you go against a team that can adapt and change on how they play when they know that you're triple stacking, you're going to get rolled. That's just how it's going to be. You're going to get split spawn and you're not going to know what to do. Because you're not used to getting split spawn. You're not used to 1v3, 2v3. You're used to 3v1, 3v2, right? you're going to be put in off scenarios. So in a tourney, team shots are like triple stacking is not going to be that, it's gonna happen. Just it's not going to be as serious.
Okay.
And scrims and face it, people have a different mindset. People kind of push because they're trying to have fun. You know, they're trying to keep it going. So it's not in there. It's going to kind of be annoying, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, that. I mean, I definitely play a lot more scrims than I do tourneys, which we'll dive into in a minute because I believe Maddox, you're hosting a tourney on Saturday.
Correct. Yeah, oh shit, yeah, it is this Saturday. Holy moly. Yeah, we're doing it, which boy helped me out a lot actually. Him and a lot of other folks helped me out a lot setting it up, you know, getting kind of spicing it up a little bit because we are doing a no sniper tourney this Saturday. It's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard is when everything starts. There will be a kind of universal Twitch that we're also going to be raising money for St. Jude, which of course is the #1 priority. So got a lot of teams signed up, a lot of teams looking forward to it. Boy's going to be in it with his team. We got a lot of other, you know, top tier teams that are playing together that I'm interested to see, you know, go against each other. I love watching stuff like this, and you know, I just think it's gonna be interesting, and I hope to raise a lot of money as well too for charity. I love St. Jude's as an organization. I've done, you know, charity streams for them myself. So
yep, I'm actually gonna be in it too as a first rounder.
Yes, he is.
We picked up a team that we really haven't played too much together.
Gotcha.
At all, and we're jumping into
It's
this.
okay.
But
You're not the only one that said that. So
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I hope so.
As a
They
controller
seem to play
sniper,
pretty
I'm a
well,
little
so.
upset.
I've been testing it out a little bit with the no snipers
Mhm.
and seeing how it's feeling, and
It's
at
been fun.
times
I
it can
like
run
it
a
so
little
far.
slow, but I mean to me the better team wins, you know, almost every single time.
Yep.
There are times where you know my shotgun just hits more than it did the game before, or someone else's primary shot just, you know, was on target than it was the game before. Then, you know, we'll pump out a little upset win over someone. But
Right.
every time I've done them, it seems like, you know, you can almost pick and predict the winner each time, which I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how it's going to work. I think a lot of people are interested to see, you know, the difference in, you know, because I think we're all the majority that play scrims and tourneys and stuff like that have the experience, you know, of who has the better sniper. You know, I think are really interested to see how it works and how a tourney, I guess, can play out. So
Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I definitely need to get that donation link so I can make sure to drop it in my stream as well.
Yes, we'll have a universal site for everyone to go to, and kind of, because we'll have alerts and stuff like that set up, and more of that information will be back here. We'll have that very, very soon. So
I'd hope so. It's like 3 days away.
yes. No, a lot of it's still getting, you know, finalized and stuff.
Right. All right. So we have a question from Trick Angry. I wanted to catch back up to it. It's a question for Boy. He always seems so calm when playing in tourneys. How does he do that? Does it take work? Are you just naturally calm? Do you just not care?
A lack of focus and not caring too much. That's
fair.
That's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't focus too much for the most part, and that's why I have a lot of moments where I don't know. It's weird. I just don't have the attention, you know, on, like, in this game that I used to. It's kind
so
of
you're
just
just
like,
going through the
you know,
motions.
Yeah, I mean, like I slide, I shoot someone 4 times in the head, I get sniped. I'm like, oh well. I traded shots. Like, you know, what more am I supposed to? There's nothing else I can really say or do. You know, me getting mad isn't going to change what happened, right?
Right.
There's no point to, you know, throw out, you know, toxic energy for no reason. It's just a waste.
Okay.
I mean, just acceptance.
That's actually a solid answer. What do you do? And this will be a question for both of you. That'll be playing off this a little bit. Say you guys are losing in a match, tourney, scrim, whatever, with your normal team, and what do you do to bring the team back around? Do you usually take it upon yourself as like a team captain, or how do you pull back the tilt?
So
Go ahead. I'll let you speak.
For my team, Sergio and Waller are just hype beasts for each other, so they just hype each other up. My team actually doesn't really get super depressed or toxic. They don't really get toxic at all. They don't get mad at each other. They're just hyping each other up, and that's perfect because that makes me not have to really do anything. I don't have to like step in there and be like, hey, calm down. I don't have to do that. I can just play.
Right.
I don't really. The one thing that like I think holds back our team is me in terms of not talking a lot or like not. I feel like if I take control of a lot of our team play / where we go on the map, we could play better. But I just don't have. I don't know. I just haven't put in that effort to do it.
Is there a reason, or just because you don't?
I mean,
it's been working.
I'm confident that even if I don't do it, we're going to win.
Right.
Because I feel like my teammates are amazing.
Oh yeah,
Like
they're insane.
They're some of the best teammates that I've ever had because like they don't get mad. Our group chat is just we've never had a single moment where we went at each other or like even like hinted at it. They've always been like they're like the nicest people.
Yeah,
No doubt. Like even when one of us like gets down or like sounds sad, like we just we hype them up. Like whenever Sergio got like he got like a little bit demoralized, he was like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know about me playing in this. You might have to sub me out. We're like, nah, you're playing in this. It was the tourney where you can't controller snipe. He's like, I don't know, you might have to get a sub from me. And we're like, no, you're playing in it. And so we played in it. We won. Like he would. It's just I don't. They're really good people. So I don't. There's not much I have to do on my end.
I definitely enjoy watching them as well. Maddox, same question. What in scrims, something along those lines. What do you do to try and prevent tilt or pull tilt back?
I guess my look's a little bit different because I don't play in tourneys. I haven't. The only tourney I've played in was the charity tournament, and but I mean my scrims are focused more so on like a beginner's mindset, like more so teaching if people have questions on how to do this, what should I use, and things like that. Kind of I don't know. We're kind of more focused on just kind of improving, whether you're practicing your shot, whether you're practicing with a new gun, and things like that. So a lot of people do kind of take a little bit more serious than it should be, because it's just a competitive nature. I mean, I'll get tilted myself every once in a while, but I'm more so getting mad at my gameplay because I'm just a competitive person myself and so hard on myself with this game, and sometimes I'll take it a little bit too seriously. But a lot of the things when it comes to like one, either making a good comeback or just trying to focus a little bit more is I play really well based off of how my teammates play, like whether they're making good call outs, whether they're staying with me, whether we're kind of pushing together. It's all based off on like Boy is kind of saying, just not getting tilted yourself and kind of benefiting your teammates more so than kind of bringing them down. And I do my best to stay positive because toxicity and getting angry is gonna do nothing but make you play worse. So
Yeah, I dig it. This question is from McPie. This is for everyone. With the introduction for stasis, from all of the gameplay that's been shown, such as abilities and supers, do you feel like other subclasses will become more obsolete when stasis arrives?
Oh hell yeah! I mean, from what I've seen / what I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the hunter abilities is if you dodge near people, you freeze them. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you are. Yes.
Yeah, you slow them down, and then the melee attack freezes. It's like a double.
Okay. That slowing effect can, affect supers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially supers that rely on passive mobility, like Arc Staff. You can obviously like jump dash within, and that's probably like could be a counter. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, I mean, freezing people, immobilizing them, slowing them down, that's going to be huge depending on how it actually like plays in gameplay. It and depends on like the cooldowns for it, like how often. I mean, it can be like really stupid.
Absolutely.
It could be broken. We're just going to have to see though.
Yeah. Maddox,
it's
what you got?
just one of those things we have to wait for.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be something you have to just hop in there and see how it goes and play it for yourself, figure out what you like about it, and it's really just kind of waiting to see what happens. I think I can't really think of another scenario where, maybe other than D1 where, a new super came into, into the playing field. So
Right.
I think it's not only just the supers that are going to be interesting, but the abilities like the freezing the walls, throwing up walls, and just I think the whole entire subclass itself, not just the super, is going to be interesting to see how it plays, because a lot of the good players, how to utilize their grenades, and whether they can consume your grenade to fly higher, or throw
Right.
your melee ability to freeze. A lot of the good players know how to utilize those things, so I'm interested to see how it's going to play. I really am.
I wonder if this is going to make a change for people that main, like bottom tree arc staff, if they're going to leverage this instead.
We'll see.
I'm kind of curious to see how it
Interesting.
plays out. Beyond that, though, boy, I don't know if you saw what the exotics are that are being released for Beyond Light, but
Pretty sure.
what? Okay, so which one catches your eye the most? Like, which one are you most interested in?
The Titan one.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay.
The overshield on that is going to, from what it looks like, it's going to be worse than One Eye Mask.
Mm-hmm.
The overshield, from my knowledge at least, is 1, stronger. 2, you can pop it before getting into engagement rather than having to win the engagement. That's going to be an issue.
Yep.
Before you even get into a gunfight, you're just going to pop an overshield. All right? That's going. I don't think it's going to end well. I don't think that exotic should be introduced, even if it just shouldn't be in.
Yeah. So
I
how
think
quick do you feel it's going to be banned from scrims and face it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. The only way I can possibly see it being somewhat like okay is if they drastically change the cooldown of the shield to make it so like resilience doesn't matter in changing the cooldown. That could make it,
So you're not spamming it every 8 seconds.
Slot, you have to wait 2 minutes to get a shield, but you get this, right?
Yep.
Example, like obviously it's not going to be 2 minutes.
Maybe it's kind of like how the seasonal mods take away some of your strength, or some of them give you strength. Maybe that'd be interesting. You equip this and you get 40 less resilience.
Yeah, I mean that would be interesting. I think that would be good. They're not going to do that though.
No, I'm probably not, but just a thought.
Most definitely.
Well, I don't know if you saw the zoom in on it, but it's got like a 20-second runtime.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a zoom in on it.
Not only
when you
that,
popped
but
it.
I don't know the exact number for 100 resil to get your shield back, but it's pretty close. Yeah. You're gonna be entering almost every engagement with an overshield, you know, and I'm pretty sure that can tank a 140 snipe. I'm probably wrong on that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Good question. I'm not sure when it comes to that.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure about that.
If not, then you're barely unable to. It's still going to be really annoying, because that's going to affect shotgun engagements. It's going to affect primary engagements hard. It's going to make autos, like auto rifles, like obsolete. It's going to be like pretty much the hardest counter to is going to be like hard hitting guns like hand cannons, and probably say slow fire rate subs.
Okay.
I mean that it depends on their ammo capacity, but overall hand cannon is going to fare decent against it. But
Maddox, what are you most looking forward to?
Be that good.
I believe it's the little is it Warlock gauntlets, the one that do the little like thorn burst to enemies or something like that, the little poison melee or something. I'm curious to see how that might work. Be interested to see how they might work with middle tree arc, or of course even top tree dawn with the melees.
They didn't say if it was going to affect ranged or not, but I think that one concerns me more than the overshield, because they didn't talk much about it.
I don't really know. I caught a glimpse of what they all are and what they might do, and then a little talk here and there, but I mean those are honestly the only two that I'm even aware of that are even coming to the game.
The hunter one is the blink replaces dodge.
Ah, yes, that'll be
linear
interesting
blink
too.
That replaces dodge.
I feel like that would be so nice if you can do it in the air. I think that would be so good.
From what it said, it's only on the ground, and it's only in linear motions, so you can't even like blink up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
That's
just
not going to make it that good.
ground
The only way I
transfer.
could see that is if you run a high sensitivity, you just blink past them and then 180 them.
Yeah. Or you could time it right, blink, and then bounce in front of them and go over. That might be the other option. I don't know. There could be some cool montage style plays that could come off of it for sure. I think the two that I am concerned about are the Titan Overshield, the raid boss,
Mhm.
and the Necrotic Grips.
Mhm.
Because
I feel like
that's what they're
that's
called. Okay.
Yep.
the thing with the grips is that they're more scenario based. You know,
Yeah.
one, you need to have someone weak enough to one hit melee them. Two, you have to you have to kill them with the melee and live, or at least be able to get that proc off. And three, there has to be people around to actually, be effective.
Yeah.
Right.
While the tie-in, on the other hand, you just pop that thing and you go in. Like you just,
You're
run a sweet
raid
business,
boss.
hold down left click, and just, just full send.
So from what I understood about the Necrotic it was more AoE damage, and then it changes to higher damage as it goes down the line, kind of like an arc web.
Okay.
But if it stacks with something like Thorn, because it seemed like with the ticks that were going off, it seemed like it was almost like Thorn's Big Burn on its own when he punched him.
That's probably what it is.
But I want to know if it stacks with Thorn, one, and two, if it works ranged. Could you imagine throwing your Celestial Fire and then doing Thorn AoE damage?
Yeah. Or like a chaining a thorn burn.
Yeah. I think that would be
interesting.
hugely broken because of how hard it tracks.
Is it not on? Does it not proc on kill?
No, it procs right away, and it's AoE damage, and then when it kills
that
the guy
might
in
be
front of him, it
good.
chains back.
But what's interesting is that gets people off of transversives, and also you can only run on Mid-Tree Storm or Top Dawn, or a new one if they add a new one.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I can see that being somewhat dumb, but at the same time, it's still a little bit more scenario based for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Than the gauntlets.
Yeah, the gauntlets
just
are
shouldn't
gonna be
be in
wild.
the game. They're the second most annoying thing that I've seen or witnessed.
Weather's saying that he thinks that Arbalest will still one-shot kill the Titan tanks. Because Arbalest does something like 440 to the head.
I wouldn't know. I've never used it.
I don't use.
It's pretty big in the console scene more than PvC, but
it is very sticky.
It is very
I've used
sticky.
it once on controller. It is very sticky.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what they shoot you with. You're on their head. You're on their head. Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Well, you're not even on their head. You're within 2 feet of their head across the map, and it's a headshot.
We'll pretend it's their head.
Right? Their heads are huge.
Yeah, no, the hitbox is dumb on it. I've used that on controller before. I've used Revoker on controller.
Yep.
What was the other big one? I forgot the other big one.
Last
It
word.
was Suros.
Last Word on
Last
controller
Word
is
is pretty
fun.
dumb on Last
Yeah.
Word. It is pretty good hit fire wise. Suros was very sticky.
Yes.
That thing would just aim. It would aim
Oh, yeah.
for you. I don't know if that's just controller in general, but
I mean,
I
honestly,
did a weekend.
all autos
This
are
was
like
a
that.
while ago. This was a while ago. I did a Charles Carver 30s, and me and him hopped on the sticks for a card, and
Oh
I
god.
was kind of lasering people. It was kind of insane.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. It really is. All autos just shred on controller.
Yeah,
They're
that's
so
kinda what I
sticky. The
figured.
recoil's not bad. You can walk it back down like with the right stick. Super easy. So that's the armor. But what about the weapons? What do you guys? How do you feel
Hawk
about
Moon,
Hawk
baby.
Moon coming back?
I know
How do you
nothing
feel about?
weapons except Hawkman?
Did you not see the? Oh, I guess if you don't want it spoiled, we'll stop there.
I mean, you can say it if you want. It doesn't bother me.
Go ahead.
I was asking if you've seen the Cloud Strike Sniper.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It is
describe.
Thunderlord in a sniper form. If you hit the headshot, it brings down a lightning storm on nearby opponents.
Do we know if that one hits?
From what I saw, it did an entire annihilation.
Interesting.
So it wiped the team.
It's nice to have
Yay,
exotics that
snipers.
reward headshots. Issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get team wipes because the guy hit a headshot with a sniper, especially when sniping is. Yeah, it's kind of dumb right now. I'm very curious what the sniper change is going to be. I want to know if it's actually going to do anything.
I mean, the
Because
sniper
aim
change
assist
is it's aim
changes
assist.
on
Yeah.
Certain
Yeah.
scopes.
So it's the lower the zoom, the scope, the higher the aim assist adjustment reduction.
It's going to affect controller.
But
aim.
50 zoom level is not being changed.
Yep.
Like ISO.
Yeah, exactly.
That number is already good, which is funny.
But
And
I mean,
then
if you look at the 40 and
then it's gonna
35s,
become an
They're
adept
also
sniper.
buffing. Yeah, and they're also buffing aim assist on the higher zoom snipers, if I remember correctly. They're
yes.
fixing it.
Yes.
So
Which is gonna be
everybody's-
interesting because I'm pretty sure you can, get a nasty roll that has, like opening shot or something,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Might
do
of
you
the
remember?
Fox opening shot,
Yeah,
snapshot.
yeah, I kind of have one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
exactly.
One. So I wonder how
Dang.
that's gonna play.
When... Those long zooms are going to be
Tataras with kill clip.
I'm perfectly okay with that, to be honest. That's opening up the amount of snipers that are going to be usable.
Oh,
The
Let's
issue
talk-
is that it's like, I don't think it's like the correct way they should be usable, Like, I don't
Right.
think they should be coming back like this.
Agree.
100% agree. I think something like, what is Trophy Hunters? A 65 zoom, 70 zoom?
No
Oh, that's
clue.
right.
Trophy
yeah,
Hunter's gonna
I
hit
never
like a
used it. I
truck.
farmed it to get a good roll and kept it just in
It's-
case.
It was unusable. It really was. The amount of zoom that you had was like, it only worked on very
telescope.
specific.
I'm very used
yeah.
to those. I have used a lot of telescopes in my days.
Yeah, it's the longest one that I've ever seen for sure. And like it only had a 50, really. Maybe it just felt longer. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it at all.
Maybe because it
50,
has
55,
a
yeah,
fucking huge ass thing on the top of its
What is it?
barrel.
right.
I don't like that. That's why I never use Supremacy either. I can't stand that scope.
Okay, the zoom that I've been using a lot in trials is 70. It has been pure pain.
Oh
On
god.
what?
It's the white sniper, the dead zone rifle. So
Mhm.
in my stream, at least when I used to do like a lot of double carries, I had channel points, and you spend the channel points to request weapons.
Yep.
What a bunch of people decided to do is make me go through pain and make me use the white sidearm you get and the white sniper. And,
Oh
I
god, the
have,
damage Traveler's chosen.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So not only was I under light, doing a double carry against 3 recovs, I'm using my weapons.
Pain.
It was
That's
a
pain.
very enjoyable trials experience for me for weeks.
That's
months.
pain. That's pain. That's where you bump the cost up because like I have the change my sub
that's
class,
where I
change my
quit
loves.
trials. I don't play trials anymore. I'm okay with it.
Right. So, I mean, I guess we can dive into trials. Are you going to be coming back next season, like with the
Oh,
adept
yeah,
weapons? With
Obviously, I mean, I kind of just took a break. It wasn't honestly, I didn't really go against a lot of cheaters, and when I did, I would beat them.
right.
The only times I would actually lose against cheaters is if they pop a super in their spawn or they just purposely target me and there was more than one cheater. Other than that, I told my teammates to send it back, let me do the work, sword peek if you have to, stay alive, play close range, try to kill the cheater, double team them, and let me do everything, right? And it worked. It worked like 80%, 90% of the time. Like I beat a lot of cheaters just doing that. It was very simple. The main reason why I pretty much stopped is Charles has been it's been a lot of people have been getting like very aggressive egos off of it and
Mhm.
very like toxic from it, and so I just wanted to take a step back and just say, yeah, I'm just not going to feed it or give that attention, and I don't have to because I'm playing trials to help people, but in the
Right.
season there's not a lot of people that need help, not a lot of people need trials. It's not as sweaty as it was for like first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's far easier now, less cheaters as well. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do other stuff rather than trials. So that's why I took a break. So new season, adept weapons, I'll play, but I mean, I'm not
Okay.
too worried about anything.
I mean, you got tired of hearing the GG's gamer. We just rolled you.
It's not even that. Nah, it's
The
just
little clout chasing.
It's just people that take it a little too seriously. I just,
Right.
I'm just like, what, whatever. You want to think that, think it, but I'm just not. I'm just gonna turn my head. Bigger man.
Yep. I dig that. I mean, that's that calmness, that chat's talking about and that we've seen is you recognize the toxicity and you just completely removed yourself, because that I don't think very many people have said that is their reason for stopping trials.
Yeah.
Maddox, what you got? Trials.
It's flawed, very flawed in my mind, and because I mean I play this game for the the loot, playing with my friends, and to me this is a video game. I play it. I already have a stressful enough job, so I don't want to stress myself out playing a video game. So I come in there, loot's not worth it. There's not a high enough player base to play, a fair game every time. It's either I'm rolling the person or I'm getting rolled by a stack or cheaters or whatever.
Mhm.
And of course, again, cheating, like that shouldn't be in a video game. So I mean, I find myself having way more fun and way less stress playing scrims with my community, and I'd much rather spend my time doing that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, you can't say cheating shouldn't be in a video game. How many of us had the Game Sharks for the old Pokemon?
Not me.
I don't remember playing Pokemon.
Really?
My childhood is dog shit.
Bro,
Yeah, no, I don't think
you're
I
gonna have to
played
bust it
Pokemon.
back out now on your free
I
time.
remember having
Get
Pokemon
down.
cards, but actually, I think I had maybe like one Pokemon game. I was
Dude.
Pokemon Emerald was goated.
I was a Mario guy.
Okay. I mean,
Like-
I started on like the red and blue and yellow back in the day.
course.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I'm
don't know my colors.
I'm an old man, bro. Those were the first ones that came out. And the only way you could get certain Pokemon was by using a Game Shark or trading with somebody. The
Yeah.
problem is nobody wants to trade something like a Blastoise, like for the red player. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
So it was like the only way you could get it was by using cheats, and I think that's kind of what built a lot of the
The only
mentalities.
game
of the
I've
cheaters
ever
now.
cheated in was GTA.
I feel
and
like
that's
there's
'cause I
a
wanted to get my
very
fucking
large
shit.
difference between cheating in Pokemon and like GTA and those type of games, and then an FPS game
Yeah.
That's very
where
true.
people like make money for doing
Yeah,
PV,
or-
player versus player, things.
Right.
I think that's like the main.
You're not
thing.
ruining anybody else's experience by cheating in
It's
Pokemon or
it's
GTA.
not even no.
Big facts.
I mean, GTA.
Well, even
you
in
can ruin
GTA,
other
it's
people's
mods.
experience, but like
Yeah.
GTA, people cheat because money. I get to drive a nice car. I don't have to. GTA is a scam when it comes down to money, right? Like
Right.
the shark cards, it's a scam. It's literally a scam, and getting your game hacked or whatever, getting money is not hard. It's very easy, and I personally have no issues if people do that. It's GTA. You just want to have fun. You just want to, drive the cool shit, right?
Yep.
But in an FPS game, like, you're not supposed to cheat in that. Like, there's no reason to.
I
that's
completely agree.
And then
I-
going
go ahead.
just backpedaling a little to the whole trials thing, sword hilters. I think that was a big one that
Oh,
Maddox
man.
didn't even mention. That's huge. Helping two people, you go against some like shit talkers, and all here's,
Yep.
it's just like,
Swing.
Yeah.
how's that enjoyable?
Swing.
Swing.
And then they're sitting in the back with the revoker.
Here
Yeah,
comes the
they're
sword, baby.
Sitting in the back, they're just playing their life. Everything's on the line. I don't know. It's just, nah. Like toxicity / egos mixed in with sword hilters. That's just like a prime example of what's wrong with trials.
Yeah.
But
Those
it's
people-
not even Bungie. That's just community. So
Yeah.
like that's not even something you'd be like, oh, Bungie, blah blah blah. No, that's community. Because in D1 you could emote, right?
Yep.
People did it. It just wasn't that big of an issue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a little bit slower when you did it. But I mean,
Yeah.
overall, people
Dude,
do
I
a
have no
lot. I
clue.
mean, people do it on console, right? Like in trials, it's just third person, man. It's stupid. It's just
And
it-
the wider
it
field of
needs to be
view as well
shunned.
too. I mean,
has to be shunned, to be honest. That's the
100%.
only possible way I can see sword hilting slowly going away is if it gets just completely bashed and shunned. Like if you do it, like you're just disowned by your friends, That's the only way I can see it going away.
you put on
If
a
that's
sword.
not happening,
you're
it's
shit.
not going away.
can
It's not
see
even
that.
about putting on a sword. I mean, if you put on an exotic sword, like Black Talon, like obviously you're gonna use it.
Ew,
And if you
Black Talon.
if you third person peek with Black Talon, I don't have that much of an issue because you're utilizing the exotic, right? Like whatever. You picked up the power and you have the Black Talon and you're gonna third peek, fuck it, go for it. Like I'm not gonna overly bitch about that. But
Yeah.
if it's 3/3, you're all Sentinel tie-ins with 100 intellect, third personing in the back of the map, crouching in corners behind shields, you're gonna be called cowards. That's just how it is.
So let's play devil's advocate here, and we're gonna say the same thing that everybody says. If it's in the game, I can use it. How would you fix that?
Coward. You just call him a coward. I mean, define fix it. Like, how would you fix it from like a
they
Bungie
can't
standpoint?
draw. Yeah,
like,
they
actually
can't draw
fix it?
swords. Sure. I mean, let's.
Okay, so
let's
from
think
a
of it along the
Bungie
lines.
standpoint, they would have to make it so you can't emote. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
That's going to get rid of a lot of it. You can't emote. Another thing, which is not going to work too well, but could, is if they lock weapons, which I was actually kind of okay with back in Trials of the Nine. I was kind of okay with, locking, because I mean, what people would do is they would run like Vidgewing, and then they'll swap to like a Wardcliff or Legend of. Did people use Legend of Acurius? I think some people did, but it was mainly like Tractor Cannon, right?
Right.
They
Yeah.
would just swap when they picked up power. But you can't do that, or you wouldn't be able to do that in Trials because you got locked.
Yep.
I think that was good. It had that competitive with quotations feel to it. You
Right.
got locked. You can't do it. What you go in with is what you're using, whether you like it or not. You do bad with it, suck it up. Next game, re-queue, change it up, improve.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, another thing would obviously to make it so you can't use sword hilts, but
Mhm.
they're not going to do that, or make it so it's first person in PvP, which they're not going to do. I mean, that's probably the easiest thing they can do, which is lock emoting in Trials, and then
Mhm.
make sword hilts in PvP game modes first person.
That would be way harder than locking it until you pick up heavy.
Really not.
Yeah. So from a coding and a graphics standpoint, they'd have to rebuild and re-render the entirety of the images with swords in multiple playstyles from first person. It would be a huge project. Because think about how it looks when you look down the sights. Because each one of the guns that they look down the sights, those have been built on a baseline of.
Well, I would do it from like a hipfire POV, where the only things that are changing model wise is the hands, that like the position of the hands, and then obviously they're gonna have to make a sword so that would fit in the hands, but it wouldn't zoom in or anything. It's not gonna change the zoom. It's not
Okay.
gonna do anything. It's pretty much just picture yourself holding a dyer, remove the dyer, put a sword in the middle of your hands, put it to the left or to the right of the screen or whatever, and like touch it up.
Or even
it looks a
just
little
the
bit,
hilt.
like looks decent. Well, obviously it's just going to be the hilt, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the hardest part, which would help back up what you were saying, is the animations for like Black Talon. They're going to have to animate that,
Yep.
of that animation. It's kind of already in, right?
Yeah.
It's just that the camera angle's third person rather than first.
I'm wondering
I
if
feel like
they'd
it
be able to
can
do
be
it.
done.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they'd be able to do it like almost
They're
like
not
an
gonna do it, though.
FOV
That's the thing.
slider.
It's too much work. They're not going to do it. Not a million years. Bungie is not a company that really. They don't care enough about PvP to make large changes like that would make us happy. They rather come up with a solution that can either take a piece out of it to help. They rather just avoid it and just give us something or do something rather than fixing it.
Which is
That's just what
unfortunate
they
because,
do.
in my opinion anyway, I think that Destiny 2 probably has the best feeling guns in the game. And I think that if they really, really put some effort into focusing on, PvP, like actual effort, not half-baked trials, I think that Destiny could absolutely be a really strong contender. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy the gun style.
Trials came out half baked, in my opinion. I think it came out fine. The execution of it was, we got good armor, we got guns, we got emblems. Did we get shaders? I don't think we got shaders.
No
are
shaders.
nice. Yeah, I mean,
no shade.
we got Triumph. Like a seal and shit.
Yep.
What more would you want?
I agree.
Obviously, like a little bit more in game. You got like a Senate or like the Senate shards or whatever the hell.
Yep.
From like the chest. You got a lot of like in-game materials from playing Trials, which is good. That's the first time PvP has ever had a pinnacle, bonus. You had a reason to go like play PvP now.
Right.
In-game like purposes, which is really good. I'm completely for that. I think Trials came out perfectly fine. Could it have been better? Yeah, it could have been a lot better. But to say that it came out half baked or it was like a failure, no,
Right.
They could have done a lot more. Cheaters ruined it. I was completely like for them adding a paywall, and they can use that paywall and the revenue that they got from the paywall to help fund PvP specific activities. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be okay with paying $5
I actually
to
love
have
that
trials
idea.
for like a year.
You're the
right?
first person that's made that suggestion. That's actually a really good one.
It's crazy, but I guarantee you
Dude.
they thought about it, and I want to talk to someone who works at Bungie, and I want them to tell me why they wouldn't do that.
Right.
Because if they add a $5 paywall, every person that like that's gonna be a lot of. We did the math a while ago, and I talked about my stream before. I can't imagine on the top of my head, but it was a lot of money.
Right.
That, like including tax, like just going straight to Bungie. It was a pretty good chunk, right? And that can just be for PvP. That means they can either back up some of the funding in PvP,
right,
or just add that to the PvP, and that's going to be a lot. You know, that's shaders, new guns, you know, armor sets.
Yep.
You know, whatever like we have been requesting, they can pay for with that money, without taking out of their pockets of like the raids and all that stuff. But they don't do that. I'm very curious of why. There has to be. I know there's no way that they haven't thought about that, and I want to know the reason why that isn't happening.
Right.
If it's thought about, what's the reason why it's not happening? That's what I don't understand, because I feel like everything that they say, oh, it won't work because of this, I feel like there's some sort of counter to it. I feel like it can work. I just I don't know.
I mean, that's actually a really good thing. I think my only thought that would potentially be a reason is they're using the free to play to get people into the game, but for people to be able to play the end game content that they imagine is an RPG, which is raids and strikes, you have to buy the expansion.
They could change that.
Yeah, 100%. But my thought is it's kind of like,
yeah, no, it's understandable, but like, you know, raids, they're in-game activity. Can you play it for free? No, you have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Why is Trials different? Why is Trials the only pinnacle activity that's free to play? And is it just very interesting that it's free to play and we have a lot of cheaters? That's not correlated at all, right?
Right.
You know, that was like that was a huge red flag, is them making it free to play. Obviously, they want to get it out in people's hands. You know, they want it to be really hyped, but like, you have to make sacrifices. People aren't going to be very happy that there's a paywall for Trials, but
I would happily pay that, dude. I'd happily pay 10.
Happen. Yeah.
Like
10. Yeah, I feel like people would pay 10, but I feel like 5 is just that's like, you know, $4.99 is such a prime number. You know, I feel like that's just the perfect number, because it's like it's only $5. If it's 10, it's like, is it worth my money's worth? If it's $5, I'm like, fuck it.
Right.
For a whole season's worth, though. I mean, you could even
it's stream content, so I mean, I would do it for 5. 10, I would think about it. I would do it. I know some people that I'm friends with who wouldn't.
Okay.
$5 though, I feel like most of my friends, if not all of them, would be willing to spend that $5, knowing that money has a very high possibility or guarantee going to like more PvP focused like stuff, that like content PvP.
The money is actually being purchased for.
Yeah. Currently, they said that Trials every year is going to get like updated gear, right?
Yeah.
That's what they said, which is cool. I would like that every season, and I'm wondering if they actually, you know, charge people $5 every season, if they would be able to fund that. I think they would.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you figure the average player base over a weekend in Trials is 1 million, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't. I don't
like the first week of Trials. The first week of Trials was like 1.2, and then I think last week was down below 90K, but still 90K at, you know, if there's any new people coming in or anything like that. I can see it. I mean, I would 100%. That's one Twitch sub. Like, oh no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They could have made it work. They could have done something.
I mean, what about even like tying it to the season pass? Like, if you don't have the season pass, you can't access Trials.
It would be tied in like a bundle, I feel like, if they were to do it.
I totally agree being a paywall. I just think $5, I don't think is going to stop a lot of people from purchasing if they're paying 120 a month for cheats, they're gonna pay
dude,
$5.
Okay. All right. So I mean, one thing keep in mind. So when you say the 120, you're probably talking about the Ring One, right?
I guess I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just know I have
so
seen
Ring
messages
1,
of people saying they spend that much
so
a
the
month
thing-
just to fucking
most
teleport.
of those cheats they run on a VM, and once you inject it in D2, it's like 40 some bucks a day, right? If you don't close Destiny for like 2 weeks, you still have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's until Destiny closes. So a lot of people, they would just buy it and they would just keep their game running for like weeks or until they get banned or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I'm perfectly okay if we, make cheaters have to pay $5. That kind of, it's making them pay.
It all goes toward the right thing. Yeah.
Think about how many cheaters have went through like 10, 15 accounts and they didn't pay a dime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine like charging $5 per, like
Every time.
It's not going to mean anything. You're probably making your money back doing like carries or recos or whatever. But hey,
Bungie's making their money too.
yeah, they're making their money. Like Bungie's not going to complain. They're making money, and they're banning people. Not only are they appealing to us because there's going to be less cheaters because people aren't going to want to pay $5 for every account, but they're making money off of cheaters. Like that's,
Right.
You're making money off the people who are cheating on your game. That's going to get banned. That's going to be like that's going to further like want Bungie to make a better anti-cheat, because the more people they ban, the higher chance that those people will come back to buy new accounts and to buy the $5 DLC to do more carries and recovs to make money, right?
This is true.
It's very true.
I don't know. They would make money off of it.
I wonder how we would get that pushed. We should just all start talking about it in streams. Like, have everybody talk about it. Have
There's
Jake talk
no
about it.
chance
Have
they won't believe that they have already thought about it. They're not going to talk about. I mean, even if people start talking about it, I don't know. I feel like that's a little too financial for Bungie. Bungie's not really.
they don't like talking
Bungie
financials.
doesn't talk about financial stuff. I think they will hint at it, but they will never like openly talk about it, which to me is kind of a red flag because I want them to be more open about stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they need to be more transparent.
let's be real. They're an independent design or independent developer now. You know what I mean? They don't have Activision's backing, and I'm wondering if they're starting to feel I feel like it could be almost a motivator if they're starting to feel the loss of having Activision backing them.
Maybe, I don't know.
It might be a not right now, but it could potentially be in the future. My concern is just we're going to lose too much of the ecosystem beforehand.
It can't. Yeah, I mean, it can be, but like, they should have talked about it. That's the thing. They should have mentioned it. Like, not everyone's gonna be happy about hearing like them thinking / planning on adding a paywall, but it's the right thing to do in the future of the game, especially for like I mentioned, that money going towards PvP more or less. A lot of PvP players will be cool with it because all that sounds like is sandbox changes, new armor, a reason to actually like get something from quick play, because currently it's just garbage. It's stuff we've had for years. Like,
Oh my gosh, yes.
We're getting the same gear that we did 2 years ago, from Forsaken. Like the like legendary gear. The
Shit
armor
rolls.
in PvP is horrible.
55 stat rolls, and
They changed the name of the competitive playlist to survival playlist. Nothing says comp anymore.
Yep.
it's not even quick play anymore either. It's just it's control, rumble,
It's control
and classic.
I mean, it's still quick play, Quick
Yeah.
Yep.
Comp though, it's supposed to be competitive, and they changed it to
Yeah.
survival. So that's kind of, I don't know. Pinnacle Weapons was such a good idea. They just
I agree.
got it wrong.
I agree. I didn't even think they got it wrong, honestly.
No,
I think
when I
Revoker
say
was
they
a
got it
little
wrong is that some of the weapons they came out with, they were kind of unknowingly adding perks that kind of break the economy of like Revoker.
Right.
It's not a broken sniper, but like you miss a shot, you get a bullet back. You can just keep missing until you get the kill.
Yep.
You can literally shoot it like it's a shotgun if someone rushes you and just get all the bullets back if
Which
you
is
miss.
kind of stupid. I think the perk should be reworked. I don't know how. I mean, give me like 5 minutes, I could think of a good perk.
We've actually talked about this, and instead of giving a shot back when you miss, you get a shot back when you hit.
Yeah, that's been a very, very,
That would be
consensus
it would be
perk.
rewarding. You get a
Yeah.
headshot, you get a bullet back.
Yep.
The way I would want to counter that is lower magazine size
Mm-hmm.
to compensate for that. So it wouldn't be currently it's 4, so it'd probably be 3. 2, I think it's a little too low. I think 3 would be a good number. Yeah, that
Yeah.
will work. I'll be completely okay with that. That
Yeah.
sounds like it won't be bad, and it's going to be usable, and it probably won't be meta because it's not going to be the best sniper, right? Or that should be the plan, is to make it not the best, and it should be exotic. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to scroll back a little bit.
Exotic.
I missed a
And then
couple questions.
Mountaintop should be just in power slot. That's like the easiest.
Oh, dude, facts.
Mountaintop should be deleted.
I mean, no, you can go
think
to
it's
power.
No, just put it in the power slot, and then it just
Yeah.
turns into a.
No, I'm just being
casual exotic
being
GL.
silly.
Yeah.
Salty.
Yeah, I am being salty.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think Mountaintop and a power slot would be literally the easiest way to fix it for sure.
That's also. Who's gonna complain?
Yep.
You know, the people that just main GM Nightfalls. They're like, oh, I can't use Mountaintop. Like,
Oh, do I use my mountaintop or my anarchy
oh.
or my sword?
What are you gonna do now, man?
So many
right.
choices.
I don't know, it's not gonna be that serious. It gets moved to the power slot. It's gonna die down. It's gonna be used as a gimmick gun, which I'm okay with.
Right.
And that means they don't have to change it, you know, because currently they're like lowering the velocity and doing a bunch of other stuff. Like, no, just
In-air accuracy and
change it to the power slot.
blast radius.
Yep. All right, so
They
we're gonna go
can- they
back.
can do it, but-
McPie asked or no, we'll go with Angle. Angle says, how often do you see double primary players in scrims and Face It, and how do you approach playing with and against them?
Against double primary, punish them. Get up close with the shotgun, or you stay far away with the sniper. You punish them. Special weapons are very dominant in this game, and you can abuse someone who's not utilizing it. The only thing that a double primary person could use is like it would have to be an auto or a scout, or maybe even a pulse with a submachine gun. Like 90% of the time with a submachine gun. And if they're using a submachine gun, point blank, not going to help. Too far, not going to help. So if you play positioning against them, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean,
on a
sidearms
team,
are
would
in a pretty
go
good
on
spot to be able
sidearms.
to combat against shotties.
On
So
control.
yeah, that's true. So we're
It's a backpedal gun. So if you know someone has a sidearm, what you can do is you can bait it. So if you're in it's so scenario based of like positioning. But
Mhm.
what you can do is you know a guy at a doorway, let's say, has a sidearm. You would like run at him. He whips out a sidearm. He's going to jump up or backpedal. He's just going to hold S. That's just what they do. That's how you should play with the sidearm, right? You
Yep.
don't walk to your death. So you backpedal. You run out in the open, but you slide backwards. You 180. Then you're entering a primary fight at a range that's not suitable for sidearm, resulting in you going to win it most of the time. Completely just getting rid of the fact that the person is using a sidearm.
right.
If you play right, a person using a sidearm is not going to kill you a lot. And the only times they're going to kill you is if you get overly aggressive and get baited. If you play smart, you're chilling.
What about like an SMG, something like an anti-up?
SMG, it depends. So that's either range or getting up close again.
Right.
SMG is one of those guns that can be broken or throw out.
Mhm.
One side, like sidearm, in my opinion. I mean, a person like Cal, he's good with an SMG, but how he utilizes it properly is by using a shield. That's what makes him a really good SMG user. If he didn't have that shield and only used the SMG, I mean, I played against him in Face It when he was using it. He swapped to a handgun because it's just there's only so much you can do when you're shooting a sniper like 6-5 times and you just get sniped, right?
You're right.
What are you supposed to do about it? So, I mean, it's just position based, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. And Cal is a great example for SMG
Yeah.
players.
I mean, he uses it because he punishes people who don't know how to play against it. You know, he just completely dominates people who just, oh, it's an SMG, he's throwing, and then they
Mhm.
just get deleted, and they're like, oh, what happened? This wasn't in the playbook. I don't understand.
Yeah, he's nuts with it. I've gone against him. We had him on Scrim
It's
School a couple
really
weeks
good,
ago.
Yeah, no, it's a really good gun. And
Well, we had him on
he-
Scrim School,
he's
and he
good.
trucked
Yeah.
through all the scrims.
Yeah, it's a really good slang weapon. It's a good fit for him, and he's good with it.
He's also very good with playing with the subclass to pair it with, and the peacekeepers and stuff like that. He knows how his Titan
I mean,
plays.
it just takes time, but yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
striker plus the submachine gun and peacekeepers that just benefit the submachine gun. It's just such a power hungry and kill hungry class.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree. All right, chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We are running a little bit over the hour, so I want to make sure we touch base on some of the chat questions. No questions. Nothing at all. I mean, I know you guys want to run it. So the way this kind of works, Maddox, you kind of experienced it with the first one, is my normal Scrim Face It buddies always want to hop in for the first one or two, kind of test their wits against you guys. And then after that, if we have anybody in the chat that wants to learn, we split you two up, and then we teach newer Guardians, like map movements, playing together, how to push stuff like that. We slow it down a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I unfortunately won't be able to participate in the scrims. I have to work early in the morning, so
Oh no.
I do need to get some sleep.
All right, that's fine.
I've been staying up way too late recently, so
I mean, I gotta work in the morning. What about it?
I get up at 7 a.m., bro. It's
same,
insane.
brother. Same. I just live off of Black Rifle coffee, and
I don't have an energy source other than sleep, so
okay.
Imagine sleeping, coward.
Coward. Imagine sleep.
no, don't hit me with a coward. I don't want to hear it.
That's almost as bad as emote peeking.
Yeah, just
Right.
at 9 a.m.,
Wow,
man. Come on, man.
Emote peeking coward.
Coward. Sleep. Coward.
But yeah, if there's any more questions, I'd love to keep answering until everybody gets ready.
Yeah, I know my normal Face It buddies are chomping at the bit to run right now.
Oh, I bet.
I'm looking at them. I see. Usually, Inspirational has like a slew of Face It questions and tourney questions and stuff. And him and Bad right now are like, "Let's go. Good night, Maddox. See you later."
Good night, Maddox. No, all right. I appreciate you having me on again. We have the charity tournament this weekend.
Yep.
Saturday. Bobby's gonna be in it. Boy's gonna be in it. A lot of other big names. A lot of other cool people. So I appreciate you having me. If there's any other questions you have for me before we go,
Maddox, definitely drop your socials in chat. Let's make sure that chat can follow you as well.
Sure.
Chat,
Let me get
I'm putting on you guys. Go hit that follow button. Post your Twitter, your Twitch, your YouTube, your OnlyFans, like whatever you got.
OnlyFans.
And you know what?
My fucking
I make
community
that.
wishes I had an OnlyFans.
I make that joke about the OnlyFans, and Nighthawk actually dropped his OnlyFans.
Oh god.
It was fucking brilliant.
Oh, that's my
I found
Instagram. I
out
don't want
that,
that shit.
You can actually get it. You'll have your like thing terminated if you don't post nudes on there. It was pain. I was thinking about making one for Destiny content, but
So
Wait,
he actually has
I had-
one. I brought it up. It doesn't
Really?
have nudes, but it has a naked mole rat. That's the only picture that's on the entire thing.
that
Like
could be-
I mean,
I
maybe,
searched
I don't
his.
know.
is there
yeah,
policy? Does it have to be your nudes, or can it just be?
No, I don't know the exact policy because I don't care.
Boys writing down the
I
policy and
remember
opening
having
it
a
up and stuff.
conversation about making one as a joke and just posting Destiny clips,
Mhm.
and then I found out
That's
that the
hilarious.
thing would just get nuked. if you
Dude,
didn't.
I mean, Tashman used to advertise by using eHarmony. Like that's how he met his
God.
wife. Is he's like, hey, I'm a streamer. You should check me out. And like that's how every time he matched somebody, he sent that to him, and that's how he met his wife.
You know, I remember I heard him tell that story before, or I've heard that story before. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, dude, any avenue to advertise, right?
Hey, content is content, my brother.
Exactly. All right,
Post it on
boy.
TikTok.
Same thing. Post your links in chat. Let's make sure everybody. I'd be very surprised if people weren't already following you. I mean, chat. If you're not following him, he's cracked. Definitely worth following. Both of them are.
I'm not cracked, bro.
No,
I'm
you
a
cracked too.
beginner.
What do you
Crack
mean?
too.
Just
I'm a beginner, boy.
Dude, Ducky is bashing on you hard right now.
Bro, that's
bro.
my dude. I literally get bullied by that man every time I stream.
That's my mods too. That's how it works.
He's a keyboard warrior. No, I'm kidding.
Maddox, what you have to do is you have to do Among Us session, then just target him.
Bro, I can't help it. All I do is get targeted by everybody else.
Facts. It's anti-streamer perks on Among Us. Let's be real.
Bro, I get targeted, bro.
Same.
It's okay. I absolutely I love
That's
I love
crazy.
Among Us.
It's almost
It's
relatable.
hilarious. Boy,
It's like
bro,
I've,
boy is a detective. You guys don't understand, man. This man is a detective.
Dude, I have DMs and this guy was telling someone that he only targets me. It's just like I just can't enjoy Among Us.
There was a night where just like 4 rounds in a row where boy got killed first.
No,
Dude.
like no one kills me. I just go detective, and then the next 4 rounds, I'm just dead. Or the
Oh,
next 4
see?
games, I'm just dead. I just get first rounded.
Literally everyone knows if I'm not dead first round, it's because I'm the imposter. Like,
Same, bro. They literally say
That's
that. They're
all
like,
that
Max is
happens.
alive. He's imposter.
yep,
No,
exactly.
if I talk too much, I'm imposter. If I don't talk too much, I'm imposter. If I'm alive, I'm imposter. If I'm dead, I'm still imposter. Like, it just doesn't matter.
Oh shit. You
That's
get
big facts,
that
man.
game is so much fun.
It's a
fun
blast.
with the right group. I do agree.
Indeed.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's
Shall
a
play soon.
it's a great game. I have it downloaded. I'm debating during Bungie's downtime on Monday if I want to play that or if I want to bust out the Left 4 Dead 2 and run some of that shit.
I'm just weaving it out on Genshin.
That's fair.
Genshin grind is the best grind.
The dailies, brother.
The dailies. If you're still hitting the dailies during downtime, I'll be impressed.
I mean, they take like 5 minutes. I think I could literally like I can
Right.
run them
They
in
take like 4 minutes. What?
like 4. I mean, okay, I was being gracious.
The most
Okay?
annoying one. Most annoying ones are like the you have the fucking bodyguard. package.
Right. All right, let's let Maddox get some sleep. We'll open up the
Appreciate ya.
fire team. Get everybody in here, and we'll get it going.
Okay.
I appreciate you,
I
Mr.
don't-
Bobby.
Dude, I appreciate you. That was there's the copy pasta for Sergio. That's funny.
I don't know how long I'll be able to play. I'll probably say like 30. 40
Yeah, you're
minutes.
good. We'll run a couple scrims.
I
Call it
could probably
good.
do a series. A series probably sounds optimal.
Okay.
Best.
Yeah.
Optimal DPS.
Optimal DPS.
Dip
Well, that means we're gonna have to pull in another cracked gamer since we're losing Maddox.
Oh god. Inspirational. He's cracked.
Inspirational's gonna want to go against Boy. There's not even a question about that.
Oh god. Lil J, he's good if he wants to play.
I mean, we'll open it up. We'll see how it goes. Chat, we're going to BRB. If you have questions for Boy or Maddox, if he's still hanging around for a little bit while we're going to be right back, feel free to do so. Otherwise, let's jump into the practical.